I don't think Gregory Chillak is a suitable cast member for the new season of 90 Day Fiancé, as he doesn't seem prepared to take on the role of a husband and be mature. Gregory, a 35-year-old New Yorker, recently featured on 90 Day Fiancé Season 11 with 26-year-old fiancée Joan Khrushchev, who is a director of a non-profit organization. The couple first met when Gregory was traveling in Uganda and crossed paths with Joan. Despite not having many similarities, Joan was drawn to Gregory, and the couple eventually got engaged. Gregory applied for Joan's K-1 visa to bring her to America so they could marry and continue their relationship. However, I don't think he is fully prepared for marriage because he still prefers to live like a bachelor with his mother, Lucille. I'm surprised that he didn't rent his own place for privacy with Joan but instead expected her to adjust to living with his mother. In the recent episode of 90 Day Fiancé Season 11, Lucille and Gregory welcomed Joan to America. But I noticed that the warm reception quickly turned into a list of rules and expectations. I didn't want to admit it, but I can't ignore the striking similarities between Gregory and Colt Johnson, who appeared in 90 Day Fiancé Season 6. Colt, who was in his early 30s, brought Larissa Lima from Brazil to the United States to live with his mother, Debbie Johnson, expecting Larissa to adapt to their living situation. Much like Larissa, Joan is apprehensive about moving in with her mother-in-law. It appears that both Colt and Gregory weren't ready to take on the responsibilities of being a husband, as they were too preoccupied with being overly dependent on their mothers. Debbie immediately assumed that Larissa was a gold digger and never gave her a chance to prove herself. While Lucille doesn't question Joan's true intentions, she does ask her to follow her house rules. Lucille didn't want any hanky-panky happening in her house because she didn't want to feel uncomfortable in her own home. Just like Colt, I believe Gregory is playing it safe and avoiding taking sides to stay in the good graces of both his mother and fiancé. Debbie was pleased when Colt ended his relationship with Jess Caroline. It seemed like Debbie almost took pleasure in seeing the couple break up. Like Debbie, Lydia Morel, Pedro Jimenez's mother, never made an effort to befriend her daughter-in-law, Chantel Everett. In fact, she tried to sabotage her son's relationship, causing tension between him and his wife. Similarly, Sumit Singh has an unhealthy relationship with his mother, Sadhana, who threatened to harm herself if he married Jenny Slatten. I'm beginning to notice that Lucille is starting to resemble Debbie and Lydia in her treatment of Joan. Rather than treating Joan as a part of her family, Lucille treats her more like an unwelcome visitor. It was shocking when she even expressed concern over the number of baths Joan takes, worrying about the impact on the water bill. Even more surprising is Gregory's lack of intervention to address his mother's behavior. By not standing up for Joan, it raises doubts about his readiness for marriage. Hopefully, Gregory will assert himself more in support of his future wife moving forward. Gregory is 35 years old, doesn't have a stable job, and lives with his mother. These signs lead me to believe that he isn't taking this next chapter of his life seriously. He had brought Joan to the United States without a solid plan in place to support her financially and emotionally. Joan appears to be a practical person who finds it strange that she can't have privacy with her future husband and must follow her mother-in-law's rules. I hope that I'm mistaken and that Gregory will mature in the coming episodes of 90 Day Fiancé.